Mr. Transformers 96 here with another video review. This time we have from Funko Mystery Minis Stranger Things collection. So yeah, I was able to acquire quite a few of these. Really got into this series. I've always been a fan of Mystery Minis. I've never been this big into them though. I have to say, before, there's just been like a few characters that I wanted to get. I've never had the desire to like purchase an entire series before, and this series really took me by surprise. And yeah, I kind of went crazy with it. So here's all the individual figures I have. I have tons of duplicates. I've sold a bunch, but these are just the individual ones that I have. So yeah, so quite a nice collection here. I did make a video on the first day that I started collecting these, showing off some of the ones that I purchased. And yeah, I don't think I'm done yet. I mean, I still really want the rest. It's so hard to find the others, and I've exhausted many of my ways of trying to do it as well. But here I'm just going to be doing a quick review of these little figures and kind of telling you how I found them and which ones you can kind of find on your own. First though, before going into them completely, just taking a look at all of the different ones. So you have the regular series right here. I do have all of these now. These are all quite nice. I've received duplicates of all of them except for this 11 and Will. Strangely enough, Will is 1 out of 6, and yet I've only been able to get one of him. So I would imagine that because he's so light, I'm really not picking ones with him. So you can probably figure out who's Will just based on how light they are. The kids, you can kind of feel what a kid is. I mean, in the box, you can tell which one's a kid. The only one that kind of breaks that barrier a bit is Dustin. Dustin's a bit heavier than the other kids, and therefore sometimes Dustin, Nancy, and Jonathan have the same type of weight. The Demogorgons are heavy, but yet they don't move in package very much. This one won't move at all. This one will move a bit side to side. It won't move up and down though. Then Hopper is really heavy as well, but he'll move in the package. So that's basically how you can tell him. Barb is very similar to Hopper. She's heavy, and she moves in the package. So when I purchased Barb, I thought it was Hopper. So I was very surprised to actually get Barb, considering I was really trying to hunt her down. Barb I've only been able to find one of. She is much harder to get than Hopper, at least for me. I've actually received 5 Hoppers just because I know what a Hopper feels like. So I've been able to get 5 of them. Only been able to get 1 Barb. As far as the Target exclusive series, it has 11 in her kind of tank costume, which I was able to get. That one won't move up and down much at all, but it will move side to side, and it's a bit heavier than your average figure, so you should be able to tell which one's her. Then we have their teacher, Mr. Clark, I believe. I haven't been able to receive him yet. Then we have the Upside Down Will. I did get him. He is slightly heavier. That's the only way that you can tell. I mean, he'll move around in the package completely freely because he's very small, but he is heavier than your average figure, so I mean, if your store has it, it will be the slightly heavier one. It's 1 out of 72 though, so not that many stores will actually have it. The Hot Topic exclusives, I haven't been able to get any of these. I at one point I really thought that I had one because it felt completely weird. It wasn't moving in package at all, and when I opened it up, it turned out that it was just Lucas, but the flap in the package was bent up and keeping him fixed in position. So that was a huge bummer, especially since I paid full retail and Hot Topic charges the most for these things. And then the GameStop exclusive ones, Barb is heavier than your average figure. She's not quite as heavy as Hopper, but she's heavier, so you can definitely tell who she is. I've gotten 3 of her. This 11, I would imagine she's just as heavy as these, so, since I'm not, like, trying to find the kids, I'm not, attempting to buy this 11. Steve is the one that I really want. If any of you have Steve and we're willing to trade or, sell a bit or just anything, contact me, because I would love a Steve figure. I've purchased so many GameStop exclusives one of these, and it ends up being a figure that's around his size, like Jonathan or Nancy, but of course none of them being actually Steve. Going over this actual series here, just the kids. Here we've got Mike, Lucas, Dustin, Will, and then the 11s. I really do like all these figures. They're quite fun. I like the designs of them. I like the expressions. This is a very different design than your average Mystery Mini series. And when I first saw pictures of it, I wasn't a big fan. I didn't like this new design. However, when I saw it in person and actually started buying these, I really started to like these designs. I don't know why, but just I'm loving these designs. They look you can totally just like, I like the fact that they don't have like massive heads like the other mystery minifigures. I don't know why, but I do really like these designs. Really like this Will too. I don't know why, you know, I wasn't super excited for Will. Again, really only have one of him, but I really like this Will figure. He's got neat proportions. The Dustin is very cool too, and then the 11s are great, especially this one. Really like this one, especially with the bloody nose. The paint apps on these figures, though, that's where these definitely have an issue. The paint is not great on a lot of these. There's a lot, I mean, just about every single figure I own has something wrong with the paint. And what's crazy is that I've gotten so many duplicates that I've really been able to acquire the absolute best versions of each of these figures for myself. And yet, it's still, like, the ones that I even have chosen to go with still have issues. Then there's Upside Down Will and Upside Down Barb. I think that these are great, especially the Will. I think the Will is even cooler because it has the little worm that's kind of wrapping itself around him and going into his mouth. And I do like the fact that his backpack is protruding from the back. I think that looks very cool. But was he wearing a backpack when he was taken? I don't even remember that. But it's kind of still neat that it's there. Really do like this Will, especially the lines under his eyes. I think it looks great. This is one of my favorite ones. Really happy about that. Then we have Barb. Barb is looking very cool. She's not as cool as this Will, but I do still very much like it. She does have a worm on the side of her face, and this is kind of like dead Barb, basically. But yeah, she's looking quite cool as well. The regular Barb, really wanted this one. So happy to actually find it. Looks very cool. I like this one a lot. And again, she is relatively heavy. She's slightly bigger, especially, you know, at the hip section. She does add some mass, so you can tell which one's Barb. It's just, you know, not many stores have Barb, so your chances aren't great. Then Jonathan and Nancy. I'm not a big fan of how big Nancy is. I don't know why. Like, she's bigger than Jonathan. Like, she's got a much bigger head than Jonathan, and just in general, her proportions are bigger than Jonathan, which I think is really strange. I wish that she was slightly smaller or Jonathan was slightly bigger. I think that Jonathan being slightly bigger would actually kind of fix it. I think that would be really nice. I do like the fact, though, that he's holding a camera, she's holding a gun, and I like her very unsure, you know, steady look about her. I think that really does kind of represent the character. She's got like this indentation line on her forehead, which I'm not a fan of. And again, I've had two other Nancys to pick from, and this is the best one. And then this Jonathan, he's got, you know, the lines under his eyes. He almost has like skeleton proportions in the head, but you know, that does kind of represent the actor's look in the show, so that kind of fits. The exclusive 11 with the whole tank at the top is very cool. I actually like this one a lot. I think it looks very cool. Love the fact that she's in there and she's kind of got that sad look. Her nose is bleeding. Love the fact that her hand's up like she's, you know, holding on to the glass. I think that's awesome. And I really do love that you can see her 11, number on her. I think that looks very cool. My only issue with this one is she doesn't stand up very well. She falls back. You can kind of like bend her legs forward a bit, and then she'll stand for a little bit, but she'll eventually fall. So that's very annoying. I wish that it was balanced better, but unfortunately it really isn't. Then Hopper. Hopper's looking pretty cool. You know, I've been able to get 5 Hoppers, and now I think I found one with perfect paint apps. I have to say, like, this might be the perfect mystery minifigure, because this one doesn't really have any flaws, or it doesn't have any, you know, decent flaws, which is nice. I'm really glad that I've got a nice steady Hopper. Like I said in my previous video, wish that there was some coffee or something in that cup. Just having it be white is definitely disappointing, but really do like this Hopper figure. I think it's quite neat. And then lastly, the Demogorgons, closed face and open face. I think that they do both look very cool, and yeah, you know, you can really go through the Demogorgons. There's a lot with different paint, especially like the closed face one. As you can see, like the one that I have is a little bit redder than your average one. I'm not quite sure which one I prefer, to be honest. I kind of like the redder paint apps a little bit better, but it does look a little odd that it's so red as compared to, you know, some of the other Demogorgon figures. I might end up keeping this one, not quite sure, but yeah, overall does look very cool indeed. So just to give you a shot of my collection and how I display it. Alright, so here's my Stranger Things collection here. Got a bit of it in there as well. Really kind of fun to have them all displayed in a section together, and obviously I have the mystery mini boxes and even some of the pop boxes used as the background, which is kind of neat. They, you know, fit in very nicely. and look pretty cool. Would really love a It series of mystery minis. That would be fantastic. And of course, NECA is doing a It line, as well as McFarlane. I believe McFarlane is doing a Stranger Things line too. So it'd be really cool if I could split this 50-50 between It and Stranger Things. But for now, Stranger Things is definitely taking the lead as far as this collection is concerned. But really do like to have this kind of display. So overall, I absolutely love this Stranger Things Mystery Miniseries. I am absolutely open for trades and purchases. If anybody would like to contact me, if you guys have a figure that I don't have, because I would really like all of the figures. That would be fantastic. The ones that I want the most, though, are Joyce and Steve. Joyce, it's unfortunate, the Joyce that was going to be released in the original series had her with Christmas lights, and it looked like a great figure. Unfortunately, never released. I'm not quite sure what the reason is for that, but that is super unfortunate, because I would have loved that figure. Instead, the only Joyce that we have is her with the axe, which is not my favorite, and it's a Hot Topic exclusive, which just makes it kind of hard to get. But nonetheless, I still would like a Joyce for my collection. And then Steve, like I said, would absolutely love. Totally contact me, be very interested in trading. I'd give you just about any of these figures for Steve. I'd even trade Barb probably. So you contact me, and yeah, we'll get in touch. Hopefully I can find that Steve figure. Hopefully I can just get a couple more of the series, because I'm so close. I just need one exclusive from Target, all the exclusives from Hot Topic, and 2 of the exclusives from GameStop, and then I'll have the entire Mystery Mini Stranger Things collection. Overall, I'm a huge Stranger Things fan. I absolutely love the show. It's my favorite show that I've ever watched, my best thing ever on Netflix, in my opinion. And yeah, I cannot wait to see the future of the show and the future of the products, because now the products are really starting to come out here, and I'm excited for the regular toy line as well. So there you go. That's my thoughts on this Stranger Things Mystery Mini series. Let me know what you guys think of the figures, and thanks so much for watching.